Okay. So the reason why we want to use concrete details in our writing versus just saying something like, it smelled like the roses of the seas of Nevada while falling into the abyss of forever. Whatever that means, we're not really sure. It might sound beautiful to somebody, but to a reader who you want to entice to go into your story a bit further, who you want to be able to get to know your characters or your situation, they want something that they can hold as tangible almost, that they want that experience that they can hold it in their hand, begin to taste it or see it or feel it in some way themselves. So we talk about concrete details, less so metaphorical. So to do that, we have to tap into our sense of smell, taste, touch, sight, or sound. So in this first activity, I'm going to be issuing something that I'm calling a word web. This is just a way for us to get ideation of how we're going to be using our 5 senses in our writing. Right now we have this example. Share the screen, please. Okay, perfect. We're going to take a few minutes and I'll do this activity together. So what it is opening Love Computers. Starting very slowly but surely. So what we'll be doing is we're going to pick a subject, any person, place, or thing that we know something about, have had some experience with at some point in our life. And then we're going to write down a memory, what memory it is that we had of that subject. Can everyone see the screen? Okay, perfect. If I scroll, I don't know that it's anything. All right, my connection is terrible, but we're going to be writing down a memory we have of the subject, what that subject physically looks, feels, sounds, tastes, or smells like. And we're going to pick from at least one of the sense categories, but I want us to use 3 different traits. So you can say that the baked goods, you can use the sense of touch. You can say it felt like it felt wet. It didn't feel wet. It was a baked good. It felt warm, small, and lightweight. So those are all examples of just using the one sense. And then I'm going to actually read this from my cell phone, and then we'll go over the example. God, I love computers. Okay. Okay. Pick a subject, the memory you have of it, one trait, one sense for 3 traits that are physically describing it, and then what thoughts or emotions do you associate with those physical features. So like if you're looking at the rain outside, that's a physical feature of the weather, that it's raining. And then to say what emotion you associate with that, you could feel depressed. You could feel excited because you always like to take more naps or something like that, whatever you want. So one example that I gave for the activity is the subject I chose was airplane. I said, the memory I have is I flew on a plane to visit my grandparents for Thanksgiving. And I said the physical traits in regard to the airplane itself. I said heavy, large, carries my weight. And then that was things that related to the sense of touch or the sense of sight. And then for the sight, I said outside the window of the plane, I see blue skies and clouds that stretch into forever. I said I feel protected and secure. I can travel anywhere and everything is possible. So we're going to take a few minutes to free write on a subject following those guidelines. And then I'll leave that example up on the screen. And then just before we begin, Here's some further ideas for ways we can use our environment, our setting, physical features, looks, and then how it makes us feel. So we're going to talk about considerations of the people we see in your environment, the activities they're doing, the fabrics, the sounds you see, the material objects around you, the natural sights, the time of day it is, what season it is, what the temperature is, the clothing that others are wearing, and what colors they have, even aside from just yourself, your proximity to other people in that environment, sizes and weights of people and objects, the time or duration spent on an event, and then that physical setting going beyond just I'm outside or I'm in the mountains. Your situational setting could include like your venue of you're in the bar, you're in the dorm room, you're at a theater, you're hiking, you're inside your car on your first date. So which also goes into the situational. You could be on your first date, you could be having a fight, you could be out at dinner, at a party, at work, on vacation, or it's a special occasion that you're celebrating, it's a family reunion or a holiday. And then interactivity, just internal activity that you feel as response to those external elements. So you can even think of if you're taking a nap, the pillowcase, the coolness you feel on your face, thinking about what body part those physical objects in your environment may be touching, and even how that may make you feel. So as another example here, I put, you can say that your subject was a car crash, but instead of just saying, I witnessed a car crash, my example was, I saw metal crunching metal. I heard the screech of brakes unable to stop on time. I saw crushed bones, scarred faces. I heard the screams of trembling voices in the dark. I felt the tension in the air as loved ones filed police reports in search for someone else to blame for all the pain. So a few examples to get us started. So does anyone have any questions? Cool. So we're going to take until 10:23 to write on this theme of subject and senses.